Tonight's broadcast is presented by Taqueria Hoy, the official taco of Orange County SC. We welcome you here to Irvine, California for this matchup in the penultimate weekend of the regular season of the USL Championship. Alongside Eric Dobransky, Michael Watrang, as Orange County takes flight against Louisville City. Looking at the Western Conference, things are fascinating at this point. Colorado Springs began the night out of the playoffs, but they lead 1-0 in the 95th minute, the final minute of second half stoppage time against Las Vegas, as they try to post their spot in the playoffs. Orange County's opportunity to get to the postseason hinged greatly on that Colorado Springs match. Las Vegas would need something in the end, and just as I look, it is over. Colorado Springs win 1-0. So Orange County will not be able to clinch a playoff berth tonight, but a win would go a very long way for them to be able to take care of business this evening. Tonight's player to watch is presented by Liuna, and one of the 15 goal scorers that have at least 10 this year in the USL is Ethan Zubak. And Eric, he's a big reason why this attack is vaunted.
And what is at the forefront of the threat he presents is the variety. He has the knack for winning the positional battle, and he has the willingness to get himself in dangerous areas at different moments that make him so difficult to account for. And now you're starting to see what his presence is doing for others around him, getting goals from various resources.
We don't have enough time to go through all the great stats that Lou City have had, but they clinched a second consecutive Players' Shield. And Danny Cruz said they're not done. They're satisfied with that, but they have more work to do to try to win a postseason crown.
Yeah, they have been dominant this year. Last season, it was about rewriting the record books offensively, 86 goals total. This year, it's been about tightening the screws defensively, and they have done just that and more. Lead the league in fewest goals allowed, 19, and most clean sheets with 12.
Philip Goodrum did not score in any of his first 6 matches this season. He scored 12 times since May, and when he is in form, he's tough to slow down.
Yeah, he's punishing and ruthless presence up top. He is committed to the off-the-ball work for this team, leading that press, and in the attack, so aggressive with his movement and decision-making. Then you add in the element of his physicality. He'll attack any service in the box. No hesitation, no half measures.
Lou City have won all 3 meetings in the series. They've scored 3 in each. They've won 7 in a row overall, 7 in a row on the road. Can Orange County make their playoff push with a victory tonight? Starting 11s and the kick next.
At the Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute, we function as a unit. Neurosurgery and neurology, physical medicine and rehab, physical therapy. It's patient-focused, patient-centered care. The future of the neurosciences at Hoag is filled with promise. We are at the cusp of incredible advancements and innovations that are truly going to transform medical care and its delivery. Patients don't just get a doctor when they come to Hoag, they get Team Hoag.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
RAV4 hybrid shoppers, listen up. You're paying more and getting less. The all-new Mazda CX-50 Hybrid packs the same Toyota trusted hybrid powertrain, but delivers premium performance and more luxury. Why pay RAV4 prices when you get more with the CX-50 Hybrid? And while Toyota dealers struggle with inventory, we have CX-50 Hybrids in stock now at Tustin Mazda. Better tech, better value. Skip the wait. Buy a Mazda CX-50 Hybrid now at Tustin Mazda. Think hybrid, think Mazda.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by Zulfagari Law Firm, and for Orange County, just one change tonight. Bryce Jamison back in the fold for OCSC.
And a good change in terms of to see him in the starting lineup, and it's a team that is extremely dangerous in transition, and he adds that element. Where do you go in the outlets when that becomes available? And I think getting Chris Hagart and Stephen Kelly on the ball will be beneficial. They're consistently finding good pockets and setting good tempo.
Danny Cruz, meanwhile, makes 3 changes. Damian Loss, Ray Serrano, Jake Morris all come in. What do you think of the back line?
Yeah, this is going to be a back line that are going to have to win their duels and control the space in front of them. And then Ray Serrano and Perez up top joining. Philip Goodrum has 9 goals scored on the season, 6 from Serrano, 3 from Adrian Perez.
And here we go. This evening, an opportunity in a congested bottom of both playoff tables. Things are fascinating. We'll talk about the East as we go through the night. That hinges on who Lou City might play when their postseason runs start. But of course, Orange County, they are sitting right there on the cusp of getting into the playoffs, and they have a challenging slate. It's Lou City, who have lost 1 time all season long tonight, and then they host an Indy 11 team that very easily could be a part of that fold as one of the final entrants into the Eastern Conference bracket next week to wrap up the regular season. Orange County this evening, they come onto the field with the orange and the black kits. They've been terrific at home. 25 of their 35 points for the season have come on this pitch. Meanwhile, for Lou City, if you just included their away points, 33, they could potentially qualify for either league's postseason if you don't even get a point from any of their home matches this year. And Lou City in those pristine white kits this evening with the purple accents, and we're ready to go here tonight. Should be a fun one between Lou City and Orange County. Both coaches highlighted that these two teams like to attack, they like to go for it, and we are just about ready to go this evening. Philip Goodrum stands inside of the center circle, and our official tonight, Matthew Corrigan, gets his 12th game as the center referee. He's given out 3 PKs and 3 reds, so something to keep an eye on, perhaps, as we go through this evening. Goodrum ready to put it in play, and he does so, and here we go tonight in Irvine, California. It's Orange County and Lou City for the 4th meeting all time. Michael Watrang, Eric Dobransky, and our team enjoying this one here tonight with these two sides that can score as well as anybody in this league. Eric, you take a look at Orange County. They no longer have a chance to clinch a playoff spot here tonight. They're coming off an excellent result on Wednesday against San Antonio. This is part of a 3-match week. What do you expect from both teams here this evening?
For Orange County, I think for Danny Stone's group, it is about being tidy in the defensive box, not conceding goals when you have the moment to make a play there, because you mentioned it just a few moments ago. Offensively, this team has been explosive, but they've also conceded some goals that collectively they know they can clean up, they can be better in those moments, and especially against a Lou City side that have found so much in attacking teams a variety of different ways, whether it's transition, in possession. There's just so much variability in what they can do.
Inside of the box, a looping ball across. Galloping to track it down is Jake Morris. He gets defended off very nicely here. Dodging the first 2 men and now trying to get out of the pack with it. Given away. Both teams top 10 in the league in goals scored. Of course, Lou City has been amongst the best. They still sit behind Charleston, however, for the #1 spot for goal scoring. That ball redirects out, and it leads to our first corner kick of this evening, and it goes to Lou City. As there's a look at Danny Stone, 2nd season, appointed in August of 2024, and going through his 1st season as leader of this group. This corner kick brought to you by Cityside Fiber. Taylor Davila, one of the league leaders in assists, lays it in, gets the 2nd ball as he circles, plays it back. Serrano loops. And Nice hit on the clearance over to the coaching staff. And a throw in for Lou City as they continue to control possession and flex their muscles here. But an excellent crowd tonight to watch Orange County in action on a Saturday evening.
I think the other element for Orange County is, can you continue to build off of that momentum?
This ball fires across, slides through the 18-yard box with no white jersey there to crash, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Build off that momentum that you carry from that late game winner against San Antonio midweek. I mean, that's a huge 3 points. So we see Danny Cruz, his side, making the trip out to the West Coast before finishing up at home as they host Hartford Athletic in their last match of the year.
Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game presented by Patterson Auto. What do you see this evening?
For Orange County, when we talk to Danny Stone, it's about that quick fire responses, and that's not only just in the overall season itself, but in moments in games. Challenging moments, loud moments, responding quickly, whether they're positive or negative. And then for Lou City, it's just quality on the ball. Obviously, due to some availability, you've seen some squad rotation from Lou City and Danny Cruz's side. Can you be quality in those moments where you lack space? So we see this chance from Jamison, who welcomed sight to the starting 11, both in moments like that, the decisive nature, the behaviors to go at goal and challenge a back line, but also presents that counterattacking opportunity, that ability to stretch a field.
Let's take a look at tonight's injury report presented by Zolfagari Law Firm and Orange County. A couple men that continue to be out. Lou City, nobody officially out, but they are holding a couple players back after clinching the shield last week. Davila winds up Morris. Morris dribbles to the middle of the park, chops it across on the quick turn. It's Serrano lasering one against the turf, and Shuttler dives to his right and catches the first shot attempt of the game for Lou City.
And right now, Lou City is getting into the Orange County defensive third fairly rapidly in terms of just getting a couple passes in, and obviously some of it goes to where they're winning possession, which is at midfield, but this is a Lou City side that is, their identity is not necessarily predicated on high possession numbers. I mean, you look at a lot of their wins throughout the year, they are typically the team that has the lower amount of possession and still are very dangerous. So it goes back to the quality on the ball, the decision making. But right now they are getting into the final third, and you see some of the runs. They are dynamic and electric.
Lou City's only won the possession battle 9 times this year in 27 matches entering the evening, or 28 matches, gonna do the math on the fly. But I thought Danny Cruz talked about the squad rotation in a different manner. He said, reflecting on last year, he spent a lot of time thinking about it because it was almost the identical situation. They clinched the shield with a couple matches to go. They go to the West Coast. And last year, he felt like it was more of a cautious, I'm going to hold a lot of people out because I don't want anybody to risk an injury. And felt like in the end that it might have gotten them a little bit off rhythm. And of course, we remember that they lost to Rhode Island at home last year after a dominating run, very similar to the run that they had this year. The difference is this season, he wanted to make different decisions. Here's Jamison trekking towards the right side. Diaz slides it away. And he doesn't want to get those players out of rhythm. If anything, the cautionary moments that he has with a couple of the players that he holds out tonight is just to ensure that those guys are okay, but not changing the entirety of the roster. Jamison crosses, that ball gets punched out, throw in, not corner for Orange County.
And that's something for Danny Cruz and his side. You talk to his staff and you look at this team as a whole, the depth is real. I mean, their training sessions have to be absolute competitive cauldrons, because you go up and down this lineup and you have almost 2 starters in each position, but having to rotate a bit of what you see in the back here, back to what you were saying, just kind of cautionary, nothing that's going to keep anybody out significant amount of time, but also along putting players in that they're not going to miss a beat. I mean, they are going to continue to play in rhythm, be in form, and this is a side that knows that training is where you earn those minutes. And now here with these final 2 games, these are some opportunities to get minutes in games, possibly prove your role come playoff time too.
I joked last week that he told the team when they win the Shield, he's not going to be a part of pictures, he's not going to be a part of the celebration. He has no interest in that. But Aiden McFadden and the team brought in a baking sheet, and they wrote down on it 2025 Player Shield and handed it to him in his office. And that would be the closest that he would get, other than his son wanting to take a photo with him after the fact. But all of that is to say that this is a Lou City team that, yes, they won the Shield last week, but when they got back in on Tuesday, it was all about getting better and getting ready for this game. Goodrum pounces on this at the top of the 18, a low liner, and again, Shuttler sure-handed.
And I know there it looked like it was good numbers, but a lot of those runs were straight on. So I know there was a couple hands up for the shot that he took. I don't know if they wanted him to just take a couple more dribbles to see what else became available, because they were driving defenders back towards their own goal. And you get the pass off to Philip Goodrum. Do you just want a couple more touches because you're driving some of these defenders and you can just upgrade the area in which you're taking? Because you can see kind of Goodrum kind of putting his arm across the face of goal. There were really no options for him to play into.
Dia blasts this ball down the field. Chasing after it is Morris. Nudges it off of the back of the foot. And now the whistle comes for the foul. And now a push and a shove. And this is what Goodrum does as well as just about any player in the league. He gets underneath the opposing player's skin in moments that for most players are meaningless. He turns into meaningful moments, and he thrives off of these moments.
Yeah, he is a menace to deal with if you're a back line. I mean, in the run of play, off the ball, you just have to deal with his movement, and then some of these moments he will just irritate you, and you see that coming together here at the end.
Nico Benalcazar. I think if you're Danny Stone, though, you look at the youth of this Orange County side. Benalcazar is 24 years of age. These are important games when you're playing against the experienced players like Goodrum, the talent level of this Lou City side. You cannot let them bully you into playing something that is outside of your game in these early moments, because if that affects you in the first 10 minutes of this match, what will things be like once you get to the postseason?
That's a great point, and it goes back to what we kind of talked about at kickoff, was the response for this team, and that is a holistic view of it. How do you respond to dead ball situations, away from the ball, in big moments where you give up a chance to Philip Goodrum, but you manage to absorb that space really well. You limit it to a chance from outside the 18-yard box. Now how do you build some of that to on-the-field performance, and stacking some moments is going to be important for this side, and some of those younger players step into that role.
It's a foul here as well. Jake Morris commits the foul against Malik Pinto.
See Jake Morris, he was chasing down that ball at the end line and then getting himself involved in that tackle there, getting a brief talking to from the center official.
That's all it ends up being in the end. A quick chat exchanged, and back for Orange County to put the ball back into play. An entertaining opening 12 minutes of play in this one. Orange County hovering right around that playoff line. points valuable any way you can get them. Likely a win in one of the 2 final matches would be enough to get them into the postseason, but they need as many points as they can get, pending results of those like Phoenix, who host San Antonio this evening. Here's Jamison. Decides to lay it back and recycle this opportunity. Phoenix have already scored against San Antonio as well. Charlie Dennis scores in the 11th minute of that matchup against San Antonio. So here's where we sit as we come on the air. If it's a draw tonight for Orange County, it would be 36 points for Orange County, 36 points for Lexington. Orange County would hold the tie break and be into the postseason. Colorado Springs and San Antonio would both be a point above, and then 3 points above would be Phoenix if all of this holds, but things will change on a game-to-game basis the rest of the way. But the easiest math for Orange County, 2 wins, you're in. Don't have to sweat anything, but the points that you drop could be the points that you look back on at the end of the season as the reason why you don't make the playoffs. Conversely, in the East, Indy 11 has jumped out in front of Loudoun 2-0, just past the 1 hour mark of that game. And now we're in a situation where you're looking at Tampa Bay, a team that nobody thought had a chance at the beginning of the year. Many people were thinking, all right, they're done, dusted. They're going to be the team that is going to be the first team eliminated. Here they are all of a sudden. They win 3-2 against a Hartford team that had been rattling off road wins and had been maybe the hottest team in the entire league other than Louisville. They win 3-2. Detroit falters just a point against Charleston. So now it's Detroit, Tampa Bay, and Indy 11 vying for those final playoff spots in the Eastern Conference. And that's how things look as it sits. And there is a scenario where there could be perhaps a 3-way tie between those 3 teams. And the math there gets very complex.
I was going to say, are we going to leave it right there?
I don't envy whoever is going to have to sort through the tie-breaking scenarios in that regard. And that team, whoever it is, that's going to be the 8th seed, is going to have the honors and the privilege of going to Louisville to face off against maybe the greatest team in the history of this league.
Well, and it's just so fascinating how both of these conferences have played out. Obviously, you kind of mapped out what the East looked like right now for those final playoff spots, but then Western Conference, I mean, you can see massive leaps.
Perez lobs it over, and this shot misses wide. It was a really good ball out to the right-hand side. Davila, though, hits it with his off foot. The right foot misses wide.
A quick turnover, and it looks like Jansen Wilson is the one that comes across and just does not connect. That's what happens when you can regain possession higher up the field, because you already have the numbers in that attacking half. And you kind of play with that opportunistic nature. You're ready to kind of jump and climb the field, and that's exactly what Jansen Wilson was looking to do right there.
Perez dribbles and lays it off. Wilson right back. Adrian Perez lofts it in. First ball headed out, second ball brought back. Wilson circles, backpedals, tosses it in. Off the first head, trickles to the sideline. And now up the field, Orange County cannot hold on to possession. Here's Dia. And that ball knocked away. His last touch by Jamison. Morris throws it to Lambert. Tosh guides McFadden. Ball skips away and rolls out. The USL on CBS Sports Network closes out October with a championship Western Conference showdown. Playoff bound New Mexico United take on Oakland Roots. That's Sunday, October 19th, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Of course, 2 p.m. Pacific. We are in the Pacific time zone after all. Long throw over the top, pushed off, and it rolls out. played 18 minutes. Lou City have 3 shots, Orange County with 0. And maybe the most underrated aspect of Lou City that just does not get talked about enough is their defending. They've given up 19 goals all year long. That, for those scoring at home, is .68 per game. They lead the league in clean sheets. They've given up 7 fewer goals than any other team in the league. So even with a potent scoring team like Orange County, trying to find those seams in the attack are so difficult, and that's why we've seen this home side have just 2 touches inside of the opposition box through 18 minutes.
I just think stylistically, Lou City are just so challenging because they can, we talked about the possession battle, and obviously they've only lost the 1 game. So there isn't a lot to go off of that where you go, okay, when they win the possession battle, obviously there are going to be metrics to that. But going back to what you were saying defensively, just so much stock and so much value has been put into being difficult to break down, and that commitment to get back behind the ball. They're just a challenge in every facet of the game, and that just bodes so well for them come playoff time. Obviously, high scoring last year, but also saw a lot of high scoring matches. 4-3, 3-2. They wanted to kind of bring that down to level, and you haven't seen the scoring necessarily be the 86 goals they scored last year, but it has still been a high level.
Corner kick presented by Cityside Fiber. After Serrano blasted off of the defender, and Jansen Wilson heads over. He has 6 assists for the season. The 23-year-old fires it across. It splashes down right in front of the 6-yard box, and now Tosh touches it over. Wilson gets the first touch. Out top, waiting to get to that second ball with Serrano, and it rolls back to the right sideline. Tosh cranks another ball in. Sent away. Serrano puts the laces through and misses high.
Just one wave after another wave after another for Lou City in that sequence, all starting off of an attacking corner. And you get Shantosh back on the ball, that delivery, and then it falls out to Ray Serrano, who is never shy about taking a shot. 6 goals on the season.
Lambert steals this ball, middle of the field. Lays it for Serrano. Serrano accelerates, smashes over everybody this time and out. And 20 minutes gone by. Lou City looking to make it an 8th consecutive win, not just on the season, but on the road. They have flexed their muscles. 5 shots to none leaders right now against Orange County. If Lou City can win this matchup, they would finish the year with 8 consecutive road wins, the longest of all time. 9 consecutive by Phoenix back in that 2019 season. And all sorts of records could fall with this Lou City side. If it holds that they lose just 1 time, they would be just the 4th team in the history of this league to do just that. Serrano looks for some space, tight ropes the sideline, chips it across. And they say that it goes out of play along the touchline, and it goes for a goal kick. Get ready for all the exciting postseason action as the USL playoffs presented by Terminex kick off in November. The top teams will battle it out for the ultimate prize. Go to USLChampionship.com for all the latest playoff information.
Lou City, their last road game of the season, because they will make sure that Lynn Family Stadium is the place to be come playoff time, as they will host every match as far as they go. Obviously, we've talked about they host Hartford next weekend, who will clearly be wanting to bounce back off of their dropped 3 points tonight to Tampa Bay Rowdies, and a team that is still kind of jockeying for that top 4 position in the East.
Morris is offside. Well, it feels like, at least in the East, it is Lou City and Charleston on a collision course. But as we saw last year, you never know how things are going to play out once the playoffs happen. And it was Rhode Island against Charleston in the Eastern Conference Final after Rhode Island upended this Lou City side at Lynn Family Stadium, a place that many thought was impenetrable.
And we really saw it in both conferences because you had Colorado Springs Switchbacks kind of make that late surge towards the end of their season, and they made a run to win the whole thing. And you talk to coaches as we kind of wind this season down. It's just, obviously, you want to be that top seed. You want to win the Players' Shield. There's a lot of things that you want to do consistently throughout a 30-game season. But they all recognize that once you get in, it is a brand new ball game. Now, going on the road and getting results is difficult, but
this ball floats in. Damian Loss cradles.
You want the opportunity. You know it's a brand new season. Right now, Lou City not controlling the possession battle, which is typical for them, but obviously controlling the shots and shots on target, and that's what we've seen. Just flooding and getting good layers of numbers in and around the box. Now, their one loss on the season was on the road, and it was in a moment where they did control the majority of the possession.
Yeah, when they have 49% or fewer possession, 19-0-1 this season. So typically when they have less of the ball, it's a win. And it's more than likely a decisive victory at that.
And on top of that, it is frustrating for opponents. When you have the ball and you think you're controlling tempo and you can just get hit on a counter or hit in some of these attacking sequences, it's difficult.
Morris stumbles, gathers, has it poked away, however. That's Gumarais, who will leave for Qatar this week to play in the U17 World Cup for the United States. Zubac, a rare touch in this first half. With so many numbers back behind the ball. Can Orange County pick out his pocket? Jamison controls. Jamison lofts it in. Dia gets the first head there, a couple more before it gets out of the 18. And now Perez blasted into the night sky. There is Gumarais. Pedro still just 17 years of age. Played for LAFC's Academy, was a 2024 MLS Next All-Star. And Danny Stone said that they are hopeful that they can bring him back for another season. Feels like the sky is the limit with Gumarais, and will be with the United States' U17 group in Qatar for the World Cup starting next week.
I also mentioned one of the most exciting things this week was he passed his driving test.
Well, the whole team was excited about that. And sometimes you think, okay, that's just a lot of older guys thinking, but there's a lot of these younger players that I'm sure are excited. This header is saved away. Shuttler denies Goodrum.
And that is that elusive run where he will peel off to the right and then make that sharp turn to the left and try to get on the end of it. He is so good at locating the ball, what kind of ball is driven in, what kind of ball it is with the pace it has. Just guiding that on target.
City Side Fiber brings you this corner kick. Jansen Wilson lines this ball up. Wilson. Near post run once more from Goodrum. He's the last to touch it, however.
It is scary when an attacking player can overrun the front post and still get a header off like that with that kind of pace. To be fair, we're 28 minutes in. Orange County has weathered some big moments from Lou City. But I still think you need to start growing the involvement of Ethan Zubak. We saw him get almost some of his first touches just a few moments ago. Stephen Kelly hasn't seen a lot of the ball. Chris Hagart hasn't been a lot on the ball.
Goodrum out to get it. Lays it to the wide side. McFadden out of the reach here of Goodrum and out for a goal kick. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
And I think that moment right there kind of encapsulates what Danny Cruz, his side, are going to be looking at throughout this first 45 and how that takes itself into the second half is what you do on the ball when you have multiple wingbacks that are, some of them are playing at that center back position. Obviously, some of them are in that wingback position. So Aiden McFadden, his playmaking ability from that deeper area.
This is better here, all the way across. Jamison cannot get the volley right. I think that's one of those moments. A, it's a young player. B, you haven't had a lot of those chances. Goodrum called for the foul, and maybe just a tad impatient to not bring that ball down.
Yeah, a little bit of familiarity there, and he almost seems like he gets caught in between two decisions because it looked like he was lining up to put some contact on the ball and put it on goal, and then almost at the last second, it looked like he felt like a teammate was coming across the face of goal. He could lay it off, and it ended up kind of minimizing that threat itself. But you have to be pleased with his overall involvement, his ability to not only stretch the field, make sure that these lines for Lou City have to be honest, have to make sure they're taking him into account. But now how does that grow into some of the space that Stephen Kelly can take advantage of? Tristan Traeger, we have not seen him on the ball. So can you find some success centrally as this game wears on?
Guimaraes. Better here from Orange County. Low line and cross. Oh, that was delightful. But it is smashed over the top from Zubak. The team's leading goal scorer found himself in a delightful space.
Oh, and this is such a rare miss from Ethan Zubak. You get this driven ball across frame, and he is typically clinical in that moment, knowing that all he needs is a final touch towards goal because it's already got all the pace it needs.
Half hour into this match, it's scoreless, and that was Orange County's first shot. 7 for Lou City in this one. Louisville have clinched the Players' Shield. Orange County need points in their final 2 matches to get into the postseason. They sit in a tie for 8th as it sits right now. Lambert pokes it over. Dia lines it up. Dia dribbles. Morris uses the right foot to push it in. Controlled fairly easily and then flown down the field into an empty pocket for Damian Loss.
Yeah, that chance there by Ethan Zubak is going to be another one that you tally towards what is the response from this Orange County group. I mean, you can dwell on it, you can look at it, you can live in that moment for a second, but you got to move on. And for Orange County, build off of that. Understand that you were able to get Pedro Guimaraes into the attack, driving central, that ball across, good runs.
Morris was offside this time around. Still 1-0 in favor of Phoenix against San Antonio. 34th minute of that game. Dennis's goal continues to hold up. Loudon have pulled 1 back against Indy 11. Bruno Rendon has a brace in that matchup. That's in the 83rd minute. And that could set the stage for a wild Eastern Conference finish for the number 8 spot. And the team that will play Lou City in the opening round of the postseason in a couple weeks. Morris brought in here. Past that first defender and a chance here to sprint. Advantage play. Traeger torches off of the post. Inches away from going in. Another ball loops around. Backpedaling loss. Sure-handed catch. Orange County inches away from starting the scoring.
Lou City not going to wait for Orange County now.
Everybody joins the fray. Goodrum is in the center, drawing 2 defenders. This ball splashes off the defender's boots, and it's back away. You cannot take any breaths against this Lou City attack. Dia passes to nobody, and it rolls out, and that was such a good chance from Traeger on that left side.
And I know overall shots favor Lou City, but some of the louder moments in this game have come for Orange County. I mean, you look at the Ethan Zubak chance, and then that rifle of a shot from Tristan Traeger coming off a goal, 2 goals, a brace in that 3-3 draw against New Mexico United.
Ten more minutes to go in the first half. Will either team be able to get a goal in here before the break? Orange County called for the foul this time, and Goodrum in the mix again with Pinto. City have scored 3 in each of the 3 meetings between these teams. They've outscored Orange County 9-2. Last time they played was May of 2024. 3 different goal scorers in that one. Harris, Serrano, Wilson all scored in a 3-0 win. Morris. Down to play, last touched by Lou City. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
With the chances that Orange County have recently created, defensively, can they start to engage a bit higher up the field, because they are inviting some of these crosses, these opportunities that Lou City are so good at, where they flood the box and put in layers.
Goodrum looks for space here, and that is a well-timed slide tackle to get that away by Dogman. And a foul this time. Asking for a yellow card as well.
Goodrum trying to take that last touch to that byline. Inside backs for Orange County tonight have done a good job of reading the pressure in front of them when a player's on the ball, whether it's Taylor Davila, whether it's the back line for Lou City, understanding if there is no pressure on that initial ball, they're dropping, they're absorbing, they're kind of incurring some of the play over the top. But then understanding when there is pressure, they can tighten up, they can start to climb into some of those higher areas. And I guess the counter to my previous argument about maybe engaging higher up the field is when you do get those defensive bodies in the box, you are fully prepared to deal with those services. You're putting yourself in positions where you got to go up, win your duel, win your matchup, make first contact.
Danny Stone talked about this team in Lou City. He said that he enjoys games like these. Playing against the best team at home should be a good bit of energy. And he likes the way that they've played against some of the top teams in the league. A couple weeks ago, 2-2 against Charleston. They led 2-0 until the end of that one, giving up 2 goals in 2 minutes. But standing up in those dual moments would be one of the keys to this matchup, and so far so good. Neither side has scored through 39 minutes of play. Of the 55 goals Louisville have scored this year have been in the first half hour, so at least you passed the opening test if you're Orange County. Morris dribbles all the way to the middle of the field, finally finds Lambert. Lambert lays it off. Wilson launches it to the bleachers. Overall, Lou City is unbeaten in its last 14. They haven't lost a match in 121 days. And in that time, they've won 8 games by at least 2. And they have a plus 23 goal differential. This team might be the greatest USL team in the history of the league. You look at the points per game number, 2.46. Orlando had the record. 2012, 2.38. Orlando City had it. And that perhaps could fall if Lou City finished the year with wins the rest of the way. But in a fight tonight, 5 more minutes plus stoppage time remains in the first half. Michael Watring, Eric Dobransky, and her team guiding you to the finish line of the first half of a scoreless matchup. This blast ends up on the first head. Jamison brings it in. That was a dangerous moment. It's a handball here that gets the ball away, and maybe a moment where you just want to see that ball cleared and not brought in.
But I like the way that Jake Morris is building himself into this match. This is first time back in the lineup since that Las Vegas Lights match on September 20th. Such a threat on both sides of the ball. Always moving his feet, always trying to upgrade the areas that he's occupying. And for this Lou City side, and in no way is this on their minds at all, but when you look at the pace that Lou City and Charleston Battery have set for not only the East, but the entire league, you just take a look at, can the East, is this the year that the East dethrones what the West does come playoff time? You know, you get a Western Conference champion last year, really the last 5 years. Colorado Springs in 2024, Phoenix Rising in 2023, San Antonio that 2022 year, Orange County 2021. You go back to Real Monarchs. So 2018 when Lou City won it. And like I said, I know that is not what Danny Cruz and his side are trying to look to do. They look to go after championships every year and back-to-back Players' Shield winners.
Goodrum comes out of the pack with it. Wilson, what a dodge. Dogman. Good turn here. That's quite the tackle, but advantage is going to be played as Gumarais has it. Jamison chips. Not enough on that to find Zubak. And then the foul comes from Jamison, and we are going to get our first yellow card of the night. They allowed play to advance, and that one will go. I think that's going to be Sean Tosh that's going to pick this up.
And you knew that was coming back for a yellow card, and you almost felt like there was the slightest of hesitations from Orange County trying to figure out if they were getting advantage or not. And clearly on the break, and it did slow up a bit of the numbers that they got in and around Damian Loss.
Jamison tracks it down. It was actually Amadou Dia. That was the one that was booked. Good touch here. Gumarais. In the 45th minute of this game, of all the shots that Lou City have had, our best chance came from Dogman in the 34th minute when he hit the right post. One of the 2 shots for Orange County in this game. A point would be fine for Orange County, but it might not be enough to get into the postseason when all is said and done. They host Indy 11 next week. A foul whistled here against Gumarais. And he dukes it out with Morris. Stoppage time is presented by Zulfagari Law Firm, and we'll have 1 more minute here in the first half. Wilson cycles right out top, punched at by McFadden. Final actions here this first half. Orange County look to try to make one final build here. Their midfield has been pretty much nullified tonight by this Lou City defending. Jamison. Target of that ball, and it gets headed to the sideline. And there is the first half whistle. Well, Eric, we saw Lou City do its thing, but neither side able to get a goal in this first half. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, for Lou City, it's just finding that clinical edge, that final opportunity. They've done a good job of earning their way to play in some of those tighter areas higher up the field with their pressure. And for Orange County, it's about establishing some sustainability defensively because they are absorbing quite a bit. But my goodness, they are creating some loud chances offensively. I mean, I think they've kind of accounted for some of the bigger chances in that half.
45 minutes down, 45 more to go in the 4th ever meeting between Orange County and Lou City. We're scoreless at the break. We're going to take a look at the playoff picture. With just 1 match to go after tonight, Orange County and Lou City tied at 0 at halftime.
Why is Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? It's because we only bottle the best alpine spring water, less than 1.5 miles from the natural spring source. And we're committed to preserving and managing those springs to ensure that they stay pristine. So when you want the best water nature has to offer, the choice is crystal clear. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Halftime in Irvine, where the score is level at 0 through 45 minutes of play. Well, through a whole season, through months of play, things are still not completely in focus, but we'll try to wrap our heads around the current playoff situation. We start with Lou City. If things ended right now, it would be Lou City against Detroit in the 1-8 East matchup. However, things are getting interesting. Tampa Bay 3-2 winners tonight. Indy is beating Loudoun. Actually, that one just went final, 2-1. So, in the end, the Eastern Conference could have anybody in that number 8 spot. And then you look at the West. Orange County is in the 8 slot right now, but against FC Tulsa, if it sits that way, things could still be fascinating because you have Phoenix beating San Antonio 1-0 right now. Colorado Springs won tonight, 1-0 against Las Vegas. And things are going to come down to the final week of the season, and the final match of the year for Orange County will be against Indy 11, and there will be a boatload on the line for these two teams.
There will be. I mean, Indy 11 needs every point they can earn, and obviously Orange County sitting in that same spot. So we knew that going into this stretch, they had 3 home games to end the season for Orange County. Obviously took care of business against San Antonio, got that last-minute goal to earn all 3 points, as you see the celebration there. Now against Lou City, and then big matchup against Indy 11.
A lot of new activities going on around the rest of the USL. Let's take a look at some of the new stadiums in the USL. 0-0 at halftime.
In the USL, shovels in the ground mean as much as scoring goals. And Sacramento Republic is on its way to transforming the city's rail yard district into a soccer palace. The same is happening in the Motor City, with Detroit City's new home clearing way for stadium construction. Miami FC has unveiled its future home in South Florida, while the Pittsburgh Riverhounds prepare for their stadium expansion, preserving one of the best views in all of sports. The growth is felt as well in League One, with expansion on the way for 2026. The scene changes daily at the site of Fort Wayne's new home, from clearing the area in early June to the sweet sight of concrete and steel in mid-September. All watched closely by Fort Wayne's Director of Communication, Justin Cohn.
Thousands of people literally drive past this thing every day. So how cool is it for everyone to get a chance to see this thing every single day get closer?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's ideally located for people going to and from work, or they're driving down to Indianapolis, and you're seeing it in really at a rapid pace come up. So you're really seeing a lot of the facade of what will be the stands start to come up.
I look at the renderings. First thing I notice is this gigantic video board. So give me some of the neat things about that, because this might be the best thing in League One for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard is something I'm really excited about. It'll be the second longest scoreboard in the entire state. So that means it eclipses an NFL stadium. You're going to have a lot of options at Fort Wayne FC Park in terms of watching the matches. There's a lot of possibilities that you can do with the scoreboard.
Fellow League One expansion club Boise is seeing its vision take shape as construction at the park at Expo, Idaho is full speed. And longtime League One club Greenville Triumph has kicked off construction at Bridgeway Station.
Today we went to the beach and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Leans back, hits one What a hit! Here's Wilson! He stays out and the Roots have a lead!
At the Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute, we function as a unit. Neurosurgery and neurology, physical medicine and rehab, physical therapy. It's patient-focused, patient-centered care. The future of the neurosciences at Hoag is filled with promise. We are at the cusp of incredible advancements and innovations that are truly going to transform medical care and its delivery. Patients don't just get a doctor when they come to Hoag, they get Team Hoag.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Michael and Eric back with you here at halftime. We're at scoreless between Orange County and Lou City as we take a look at some of the happenings from around the rest of the USL from earlier tonight. Charleston won, Detroit won. Both goals come in less than a 2-minute window there. Rhode Island clinches a playoff spot with a 0-0 draw at North Carolina. Tampa Bay in a thriller against Hartford. Mishi Galina scores in stoppage time of both halves, but not enough as Mendez scores the third and decisive goal for Tampa Bay. Indy 11 beats Loudoun 2-1. Bruno Rendon, the brace in that matchup, and it's a 1-1 final between El Paso and Tulsa. Charlie Dennis, I mentioned earlier, scored 1-0. You also have Pittsburgh, Sean Suber scoring against Monterey Bay. And tomorrow, 2 5 o'clock kickoffs, Legion and Miami at 5 o'clock. And then our CBS Sports Network matchup between New Mexico and Oakland, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific time. And we take a look at some of the news and the notes from around the USL. Lou City, of course, best record, consecutive year. They win the Players' Shield. Tulsa, meanwhile, they've clinched the top spot in the Western Conference, and that might be Orange County's opponent if they're able to get there. And then FIFA World Cup qualifying coming up. Again, it is Rubio Rubin for Guatemala taking on Suriname and El Salvador, and there's one more window coming up in about a month to finish off the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers for 2026. Here we are scoreless When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half highlights and set the stage for half number 2 between Orange County and Louisville City.
Why is Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? It's because we only bottle the best alpine spring water, less than 1.5 miles from the natural spring source. And we're committed to preserving and managing those springs to ensure that they stay pristine. So when you want the best water nature has to offer, the choice is crystal clear. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
RAV4 hybrid shoppers, listen up. You're paying more and getting less. The all-new Mazda CX-50 hybrid packs the same Toyota trusted hybrid powertrain, but delivers premium performance and more luxury. Why pay RAV4 prices when you get more with the CX-50 hybrid? And while Toyota dealers struggle with inventory, we have CX-50 hybrids in stock now at Tustin Mazda. Better tech, better value. Skip the wait. Buy a Mazda CX-50 hybrid now at Tustin Mazda. Think hybrid, think Mazda.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
We'd like to take this time to thank the Noah Bernardo Foundation and remind fans to never drive drunk. Be sure to get home safely. Highlights for half number 1 of this one, and there was a lot of loose city at the very beginning of this matchup, including Ray Serrano in the 5th minute.
It was almost a tale of two halves in the first half. You saw some early chances from Loose City. Obviously, Ray Serrano getting on the ball, working off the blind side of the defender and turned around. And then we saw 2 good chances from Philip Goodrum. This one driving at goal, does settle for a shot from outside the 18-yard box. Had some runners alongside him, just wasn't able to upgrade that opportunity. And then this ball clipped over the top and delivery from Ray Serrano. We have Philip Goodrum running that near post and able to guide this on frame. It is not easy to do that and hit that with pace. Colin Shuttler up to the challenge. And then Orange County, you get a good chance here from the delivery wide, and you just don't have Ethan Zubak miss that chance very often. He just guides this over the post, and then you follow it up for Orange County, this drive in transition. Ryan Dogman just unleashes one from outside, hits that post. So although the shots, as we see, are in favor of Loose City, 2 big ones from Orange County that were probably loud in regards to probably should have been goals, or at least the Ethan Zubak one.
Yeah, that's the opportunity that Zubak has finished time and time again this year with 11 goals on the season, tied for 10th in the USL at this point in the year. So we reset the stage for tonight's matchup. Loose City looking to win an 8th consecutive overall, an 8th consecutive on the road. Meanwhile, Orange County, a win would inch them closer to clinching a playoff spot. It would make next week a lot easier against Indy 11 and a lot more straightforward. However, this is a Orange County team that has dealt with so many injuries throughout the year. They've dealt with so much change within the roster. They've missed players for long durations of time. They've had players called up to national teams. And here they are, sitting in a position where they control their own destiny for a postseason spot with 1 match to go after tonight. Second half is underway. Orange County put the ball in play. It's Orange County in the white and blacks. All whites are the orange and blacks. It's the all whites for Loose City. Michael Watrang, Eric Dobransky, and the rest of our team with you here this evening. Great to have you on board with us as we watch this matchup here in Irvine, California. And first half pretty much summed up what these two teams do a lot this season. Mostly Lou City, however, with their defensive ability and their ability to get forward in the attack. And now Orange County tries to counteract that. They build along that right-hand side. This cross hits off of Dia, bounces inside of the 18, headed to the side. Here's Hagard. Kelly. Taken away by Goodrum and company. No foul here as the ball comes back out to midfield. Pinto resets.
I think what'll be interesting for Lou City and Danny Cruz as this second half plays out, if you do make some changes, obviously Amadou Diaz sitting on a yellow card. If you do make changes in the back line, what do those changes look like with no Josh Jones and no Kyle Adams? See, we spoke of the depth of this Lou City side, but now what does that back line look like?
Well, second half is where Orange County have thrived this season. 23 second half goals. They've scored 10 times in the opening 15 minutes of the second half. And they come out with a renewed sense here in this second half, understanding what is at stake here this season. Want to rep OCSC? Then stop by the team shop in the fan zone to pick up your official Orange County SC jerseys today, including the County Road, Saddleback Mountain, and Back to Blue. Available now for adult, women, and kids.
Oh, up that second half number from Orange County for Lou City's 30 goals in the second half. Scored 16 on the road. So they have been a team that comes out of the break just like Orange County, make those adjustments, have those conversations. And it's one thing to have those conversations and talk about some of the things you can do a bit better in the second half, but these are two teams that execute at a high level when it comes out of that, when they come out of that break.
Well, carried out of play by Wilson.
That was what Danny Stone told us about when we talked to him this week about the San Antonio match on Wednesday, that he just really liked the presence of his team and the assertiveness of his team. He felt like his team was the team that came out in the second half and went out to win the game.
Wilson lobs. First ball headed away and a whiff there. Along that left sideline. Serrano couldn't keep the ball in play. It's out for a goal kick. See the road effort this season, 33 points on the road for the year. They've rattled off 7 consecutive road victories. Only 2019's Phoenix roster has a longer run in the history of the league. Lou City has been so good against the Western Conference as well. They're unbeaten in their last 14 against the West. They haven't lost to a Western Conference team since a trip to Oakland in July of 2024. That was a 1-0 matchup, and the more that this game goes along, one might be enough tonight.
And that's what Danny Cruz told us to open the season when they made the decision to collectively tighten up what they're doing defensively. Said he'd gladly change those 4-3 wins into 1-0 results. And that's what we're seeing kind of play out right in front of us tonight. Tightly contested match. Obviously both teams just exchanging big opportunities. This is where those matches come to those fine margins. Who can make a play? In that moment, we saw that on Wednesday with Usman Silla coming in late, pushing for that game winner late. 93rd minute.
Here's Kelly. Punches it out wide. Cross, bounces in. And he's come together. Taken out of the pack, however, Wilson at midfield. Wilson guides it to the left-hand side. It's Perez. Perez pummels. Blocked well. Umarais comes out of the pack. Or check that, that's Benalcazar. Louisville entered this match running a 3-match shutout run. They've picked up clean sheets in 5 of the last 6 as well. They've only given up 1 goal in that window. That was against Las Vegas on September 20th. So it's been almost a month since the team found a solution to this problematic back line for Lou City that is the best in the USL. Meanwhile, Orange County have given up 27 second-half goals this year. They've been so much better in the first half defensively. They do have the 6 clean sheets. They've given up amongst the most goals in the league. So far, sturdy defensively. Now the reach is Zubac. Tosh flings it up the park. Lingard had a piece for a moment. Now Goodrum chases this ball down. Gets a piece, keeps it in play. And he was the last man to touch it.
I wonder if both these coaching staffs are looking at that 60th minute mark, kind of evaluating how this game continues to play out. Give it 10-15 minutes, have an idea of what kind of changes you see on the horizon, and you see some of those changes coming at that moment. Now you're given that 30 minutes to influence the match. They see this coming later. Good ball in.
Excellent ball, but the cross beats down the rest of the group.
Good run from Ryan Dogman. And I know you have the defender sliding in front of you, but can you just lift that ball just a bit where it is a driven ball across, but low? But credit to the defender, when you leave your feet and you take away that option to drive it on the ground, you force the attacking player to make that last-minute decision to adjust the service, and that's where you see some of these balls, services get away.
Here's this ball, rolls to Wilson. Cannot control, he gets bumped. That's going to bail out Lou City right here.
Ryan Dogman now going from frustration in the final third with the service, and now frustrated with the call here, clearly going through the back. And you have two teams that are testing each other in the run of play, in transition. Can you make set pieces the difference?
Davila and Wilson stand on top. and it's Davila, hooks it in near post, rolls back out, Lambert laces, Wilson punches off the outside of the right foot. Well defended by Orange County, providing the blockade as it gets cleared aside. Maybe these are the moments that Lou City have been waiting on.
Yeah, they've definitely upped the tempo right now in this last few minutes.
Orange County settle things down and get a hold of this game. They sit on just 2 shots in the contest. And they haven't had one in 22 minutes. Jamison the target. First ball headed back, brought in. Haggard can't get the right foot on it. After Traeger was hustling after it. Things opening up a little bit more here in the second half. McFadden wants this ball. Goodrum can't get it over to him.
And you mentioned the 2 shots for Orange County, 2 of those being big opportunities. And just as we talk about possession numbers, those shot metrics are something that can get tricky sometimes as well. You look at teams that dominate shots on target, doesn't always equate to conversion rate. You want to continue to be switched on, be detailed defensively, make sure that you don't leave yourself susceptible to any sort of chance in the transition or counter. The ball a few moments ago out to Bryce Jamison is one that intrigues me moving forward, just because it was a 1v1 on Amadou Dia, and you have to imagine that when you're in that deep and you're faced up on a player that is sitting on a yellow, you have the green light to go.
Well, that was a complete mishit. Goodrum leaves it up. Wilson wallops. Shuttler dives, gets enough of it to push it aside, but concedes a corner.
And just like that, how a casual moment can turn into danger, with Lou City lurking in all the right areas, sitting, waiting, and then get the chance from distance, and Colin Shuttler getting a much needed touch there to push it wide, but still have to deal with this corner.
City side fiber corner kick, and Jansen Wilson has this one. Wilson boomerangs in, near post header, glides across the 6, just misses the cage and goes out wide.
You'll hear it over and over from coaches. Good things happen when you make first contact. There, that delivery goes near post, but you help guide it, help push it along to that far post, and you just never know whether it hits the back of the net right off that touch, or you give your teammate an opportunity to sit on that far post area and tuck it away themselves.
Foul whistled here on Guimaraes. Another free kick here. And it's going to be a yellow card as well for the 17-year-old.
That slight delay from Ray Serrano just pauses Guimaraes in that play, and he's kind of forced into that tackle, and now another deep free kick, treating this just like a corner.
Just past the 1 hour mark, still scoreless in this matchup. The Shield winners, Lou City and Orange County, fighting for their playoff hopes. Wilson connects. Ball is headed down. Still loose. Goodrum punches. Shuttler denies the first. The second ball stays out. And Orange County dodged another great Lou City chance.
Just see hands on head, wondering how they were not able to poke that one in.
Into the box this time. Wilson chops it down. A twisting shot bangs off of a defender, and another corner. In Orange County under such duress now.
Another quality delivery, making first contact, and Philip Goodrum quick to react after that header down. He almost gets on the second and third opportunity.
Actually Nico Benalcazar that made both saves, getting his body in front. The 24-year-old former FC Cincinnati product. Davila on this corner kick, out. Wilson. Davila. Davila just takes that ball out of play.
Important intervention here from Benalcazar, making sure that he continues to move his positioning, continues to stay with the play.
A boatload of subs coming right now. Bryce Jamison is coming out. Looks like Mamadou War is coming in. And Usman Silla also coming in. And it's Tristan Traeger is the other man coming out. And it appears as if Lou City are preparing a trio as well at their next stoppage. Silla last week had the 92nd minute goal, or I guess Wednesday that would be the 92nd minute goal that won that matchup 1-0, and a huge 3 points that was on Wednesday night.
A goal that was all about effort to getting to that ball, but needed that composure to tuck it away because he still had Sanchez to deal with. I mean, he had rocketed himself into that space. Good positive first touch, able to finish that, pick up a massive 3 points.
Another free kick. Davila arcs this to the sky. The ball has lived on this end of the field for a long time. Orange County come out of the pack with it. Silla charges. Lou City with defenders back. Can Silla make the right choice in transition? He goes down, ball loose. Lou City come out. Left-hand side once more. Haggard leaves it out wide. Chipped across, over two. Corner kick coming for Orange County.
And you can see it there at the bottom of our screen. Danny Stone pleased with his team's spell of attack there. You like the urgency, you like the decision making. And you also enjoy that as soon as you lost possession, you got a lot of numbers in and around the ball to back on the ball.
Gumarais whips it across, first header aside. And it's another corner kick coming up. And now Stephen Kelly lines up on the other side for the City side fiber corner. Kelly pings, near post ball. Lambert wins the first. And it bounces out After all that pressure, now a chance for Orange County. 3 changes coming for Lou City. The veteran Brian Ownby coming in, as well as the 3rd all-time leading scorer in the history of the league, Cameron Lancaster, and a 16-year-old from Louisville St. Xavier High School, Brandon Days, coming in as well. Outs are Morris, Goodrum, and Adrian Perez. Substitutions brought to you by MetaQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks.
It was about the same time that Brian Ownby and Cameron Lancaster made the substitution the last match against Miami, and both involved in the game winner, with Lancaster the assist and Brian Ownby on the goal.
88th minute, became a member of the 40-40 club, the 6th man to do so all time. 40 goals, 40 assists for his career. Dueling it out along the sideline. Silla tries to get the first, can't get back to the second. Rolls back out to midfield. And an opportunity to reset here for Orange County. About 25 minutes to play. It remains 1-0 Phoenix in front of San Antonio. And it's all going to lead up to the final week of the regular season for the West. Orange County currently in a tie for 8th with Lexington with 1 to go. Hagar darts to the middle of the field. He can be the table setter for this group. Leaves it over to the wide side. Charging down the right sideline, the cross through the legs of McFadden. Out only as far. He's just outside of the 18. Gumarais. Off of the redirect. It's Ownby tracking it down. Brian Ownby, one of the league's best, comes to the middle. Ownby looks for space. Rolls it out top. Lancaster watches the defender step right in front to get the piece of that ball away.
Good recovery from Orange County overall. Able to slow up the progression of Brian Ownby, and then Ryan Dogman, the importance of being there on that down press to intervene, get that touch, because that was a good look to find Cameron Lancaster.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 in the new Sirius XM app. Down to the finish line we go. An ultimate regular season match of the year for these two teams. We know that the road to a championship will roll through Louisville, the best team in the league this year. Will Orange County be in the party as well? McFadden flies it across. That ball bounces down. Maybe a tad too cautious that time as the ball goes out, but the pressure from Lou City amplifying here in the final 20 minutes. Brandon Days ready to line it up. Tosh. Amadou Dia. Quick turn here from Serrano. Serrano has choices this time. Serrano cuts it across. Ownby rises to the top. Skims it off of his head. Off the backside of a defender. Corner kick coming.
And an instant change. You get another drive from Ray Serrano. This ball kind of lofted up. Brian Ownby having to change up. That run that he gone centrally has to go drift a bit farther to that far post, but still makes good contact, forces the corner.
No VAR in USL, for those wondering, in case you thought maybe. Latinovic got a hand on it. City side fiber corner from Davila. Off the near post header, misses wide. Off of Tosh's head. Well, this game is so lopsided statistically. 10 shots to 0 Lou City in the second half. 19-2 overall, but maybe the most important thing that Lou City thinks about is the opposition box. Shots inside, touches inside. That's their biggest performance indicator for this team.
Yeah, and Danny Cruz had pointed that out in terms of that being a metric that they consistently look at because it does tell the tale of where this game was played. And right now, obviously, touches in the opposition box favoring Lou City, and then you see the shots inside the box. So that consistent desire to upgrade, get in the box, but also look for that opportunity that can provide that channel, that lane, that scoring opportunity.
Over the top, this one bounces. Tosh clears. Well, either side find a breakthrough in this matchup. Up and over the top this time around. Out to get it, Damian Loss. Not sure he needed to do that, but aggressive nevertheless. Over 400 minutes since an opponent last scored against Lou City. Just one goal in their last 6+ matches conceded. Orange County is 7 unbeaten at home. They haven't lost on this field since May 17th. And another good fight here at the end. Good maneuver, cross comes in, off of the redirect, a one-hopper. Calmly collected by Loss in the 73rd minute. First shot since the 34th minute from Orange County. Orange County fans, are you ready to lock in for 2026? Purchase your deposit towards a 2026 Orange County SC season membership and learn how to receive your exclusive benefits at orangecountysoccer.com/tickets today. That's another great crowd here tonight for Orange County fans. You mentioned in the first half, an Eastern Conference team hasn't won a title since 2018. This ball smashed. Loss smothers. Lou City was the last Eastern Conference team to do it. Orange County won back in 2021, and War making an impact on that right side after coming in less than 10 minutes ago.
Yes, we're seeing early involvement and impact from the substitutes on both sides. An ability for Amadou War to stretch behind, take advantage of some of that space. We still continue to see limited involvement from Ethan Zubak, but still occupying defenders.
Cross comes in, back post. Ownby sends it out, and another corner brought to you by Cityside Fiber oncoming from this sideline now. The fans sensing this might be a moment for Orange County. Kelly and Haggard, two of the tone-setting midfielders in this league. And it will be the Scottish midfielder, Stephen Kelly. Connects. First ball headed away. Lambert gets the second one out. Shuttler is out at midfield. Back into the 18. Haggard. He wants a foul, will not hear a whistle. Lambert retreats. Lambert draws the contact on the foul, and the fans certainly not happy with that.
It always seems to be the one that wanted the foul initially. Felt like he was tripped up earlier on in the sequence. And then Haggard there at the end, obviously the foul on Benalcazar, but Haggard disagreeing with the center official that should have been a foul on the one that he got. Sorry, it was Ethan Zubak on the initial foul on Lambert there. this crowd and Danny Stone have to be pleased with the character this team has shown. They've absorbed some hits from Lou City, but they've also managed those hits. I mean, you look at some of the chances they've created have been minimized. We saw the Benalcazar save off the line a couple times. We do see Ethan Zubak picking up a yellow.
So he joins Guimaraes as the two in the books. Lou City back in possession. This ball hurdles back post. And Lambert slows it down, but it ends up out of play for a goal kick. This game has featured it all here tonight. 20 shots to 4 in favor of Lou City this evening. But in the end, no goals for either side in this contest. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball, free to play. Download it now.
It's just crazy because when you read off those stats and then you look at the possession numbers, and again, metrics can be funny, stats can be funny because they just kind of play out as each game has a different story of its own. But look at the expected goals for Lou City at 2.11. And the shots and losing the possession battle where they're at 45, 46%, and 54 for Orange County. How not only quickly they get down the field, but how efficient and effective Lou City are in those moments. So although it's not the overall possession, it's just not the possession through the back of the midfield. It is possession in the final third in that 35 to 40 yard range from goal. I mean, that's where you're seeing their activity, because you don't get the 20 shots from just this transitional back and forth and back and forth. You are creating at a high clip and some dangerous opportunities, but you're gonna just wanna find one breakthrough and still have plenty of time to create it.
Lou City have only been shut out twice this year. Pittsburgh back at the beginning of May. The other one was the last time they didn't win a match. During their 7-match winning streak, they've scored 13 times. And on August 23rd, they finished 0-0 against New Mexico. But here we are, 12 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Of course, last week it took to the 88th minute when Brian Ownby found the magic. And then on Wednesday night for Orange County, it took to the 92nd. So we might be in for a great heat at the finish. Brandon Days with a great recovery run to get to that ball to ensure that Hagart couldn't get things started for Orange County. For Orange County, certainly a month ago or so, you think a point against Lou City would be terrific. And still, it very well could be terrific, but you're playing with such a fine margin now in the Western Conference standings that you might look at a game like this and think, maybe we can just steal one. Yet Dogman hit a post in the first half. We can just steal a goal here at the end and finish this thing off. This could be a game that could really propel this team to the finish line.
And fans of the game itself, you know this storyline is played out before. You have a team that is taking on a lot of shots, but that team is the one that ends up finding the breakthrough, and that's all they're living for right now in terms of finding that one clear-cut look.
Serrano was offside. Danny Stone mentioned it to us, though. When he looks at this team at this point in the year, he said, you take a look at some of the moments that they've had, and there have just been some tough moments that they've dealt with. There have been some games where maybe you give up a goal and it ends up, the New Mexico case, 3-2, you win that game. Or maybe the Charleston case, you win 2-1. But it's the quick moments that you give up 2 in a row, and that changes the fixture. And he said, you talk about another 2 or 3 points, we're not in this position right now. We're already in the postseason. Finding space, rocketing a ball, but right into the waiting body of Shuttler from Lancaster.
Yeah, it's that element that teams that find consistency within a season, it's the ability to rebound from moments and not compound mistakes. I mean, you talk to a lot of coaches that teams that are consistent in this league are teams that don't beat themselves and don't give up opportunities and create them for opponents, and that's something, I mean, Danny Stone, that point right there is such a great point. I mean, you look at 2 or 3 point difference somewhere in the season, we're having a different playoff conversation with Orange County. Obviously, clearly, still in the thick of it, still playing not only to get in the playoffs, but there is still some seeding to be determined in the playoffs as well for the Western Conference.
And an update from Phoenix, still 1-0. San Antonio have just 4 shots. And for those wondering, Phoenix have only won one 1-0 match all season long. That was in May against Las Vegas. They only have 4 clean sheets, but they hold the 1-0 advantage in that push for the postseason in the Western Conference. Here we're scoreless. Michael Watring, Eric Dobransky, and the rest of our team guiding you to the finish line here tonight. Lou City won the Shield last week. They're the best team in the league. They're approaching the best point per game total of all time. Kevin Partita replaces Malik Pinto here in the final 10 minutes of this matchup. Orange County entered the night with a path to clinch a playoff spot tonight, but Colorado Springs beats Las Vegas. So for Orange County, points are valuable, but needing to take care of business the rest of the way. Substitution brought to you by MedEquip, turning setbacks into comebacks. Brandon Days takes this throw over the top. It bounces in. And that ball rolls out. New City 12 clean sheets for the season. They lead the league in defending overall for the year, but they have given up 3 goals after the 88th minute this year. Might one come here tonight from this Orange County group, looking to finish this match and finish off an Eastern Conference team for the first time this year. Lambert, Lancaster, Davila sends it out wide. War defends, gets the first poke, gives it right back. Serrano touches it across, and it has to be cleared away that time around. So many white kits inside, but another corner kick here coming from Lou City as they have won their 7th of the night.
And you know that for a Lou City side that has wrapped up the Players' Shield, that has clinched home field throughout, they are going to look to finish this game off. They are going to look for any way to find the game winner.
Davila wraps it in. Goal kick this time.
And that's the way this team will approach it. Obviously, they take it one game at a time, but they are setting the table for what's going to be needed for the playoffs. They know that this is a scenario that can play itself out. You can be dominating the numbers statistically with shots on target, all of that, but the game could still be at 0-0. How do you push through? How do you find that game winner? That's exactly what this team is going to be kind of focused on. So for Orange County, can you match that intensity? Can you match that desire?
New City search again. 21 shots here tonight. Around it goes. Dogman aids it along. Wilson chases. The slide, the hustle to keep it in. Wilson picks a pocket. He commits the foul. No, it's Orange County that commits the foul. I thought it was going to go against Jansen Wilson, but instead we have a card out and a booking as well, and it is going to be Kevin Partita introduced to the game quickly.
See this play on the end line, or the sideline, sorry, and then it's really the play afterwards where they get tangled up. And as you mentioned, Kevin Partita picks up the yellow. He had that big assist on the Silla goal, that game winner on Wednesday night against San Antonio. Came on and made a difference in that match. Obviously not the difference he wants to make in this match thus far.
Danny Stone searching for answers. Looking down at the options that he might have off of the bench the rest of the way. A couple youngsters still over there. But a free kick here for Lou City. Hagart was also given a yellow card. So all 4 cards tonight, or 4 of the 5 rather, have gone to Orange County. Davila crosses off of the first. It comes back out. Serrano puts the laces through. Second ball comes out. Dia detonates wide. Lou City have plenty of depth to draw from here in the end if they want to go for a victory. Try to make it 8 in a row overall and on the road. We'll wrap things up next week at home against Hartford. Lambert over the top. This ball punched down by Lancaster. Gumarais flies to midfield. Ownby, Lambert, Serrano fakes the pass, brings it in, cradles to the back post, knotted down by Wilson. It comes loose inside of the 18, and it is Davila shipping it high.
Now we've had both teams exchange big chances in front of goal and seen players put it over the crossbar. Ethan Zubak in that first half, and now Taylor Davila. Brian Ownby so clever with that play. He could have taken it himself, but decides to just cushion it down. Put it in an area for a teammate to run onto.
Couple more changes coming for Lou City. Niall McCabe, the club original, has been with the team since 2015. And Sam Gleedle, a couple goals this season. That duo comes in. Taylor Davila and Ray Serrano come out. Subs brought to you by MediQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. Well, there's no other team in the league that in the 89th minute can bring in the talent that we see with McCabe and Gleedle coming in. But through all this, we still sit scoreless. 24-4, Lou City leads in shots. There was a window of about 40 minutes without a shot for Orange County. They put 2 on the board in back-to-back opportunities. They've hit the cross, or they've hit the right post in this game. Might be the best opportunity for either side. A close second would be in the 61st minute when Goodrum had 2 chances denied by Benalcazar after a corner kick. Hayes' throw gets intercepted. And then Wilson picks the pocket before War retrieves. 90th minute of play now. Losing possession after he stepped on the ball. Ownby runs into traffic. Zubak takes it. Here we go. An opportunity building. Leading wide left. Hagart has it. Hagart blast. Lost denies. Not many chances you get against Lou City like that. Can Orange County finish this thing off? Dogman recycles. Hagart. Stoppage time presented by Zulfagari Law. 3 minutes.
And this just speaks volumes to the class of Damian Loss, because you gotta like the upgrade from Chris Hagar, and just getting that right arm up, making sure that that near post is all but covered.
Only 3 minutes here to go. Will one of these two sides score in stoppage time? Lou City has scored thrice in second half stoppage time. Here goes this ball in, the touchback. Obi blasts off of the crossbar. Nearly did it for a second consecutive week.
What a run there. You get drive to the byline, and Brian Ownby just beating his defender to the spot, getting that touch. An important corner here.
Dia, Lancaster, and Serrano have all scored in stoppage time this year for Lou City. McCabe mashes across. It skims the first head, comes back to the second. Tosh keeps it in. McCabe circles. Lofts past the first man. It bounces out off of a deflection. Corner kick again. Lou City not content with the point tonight.
Almost looked like Lambert was open there centrally.
McCabe lines up another corner. Connects. Once again headed out, and another chance for McCabe. Might the third time be the charm on corner kick number 10 of the night for Lou City.
And it's twice that Lambert has ended up in the same position. Now can you start bumping some defenders, bumping some runners?
McCabe boomerangs across. Once again, Orange County wins the header, but they continue to put the ball out of play. And everything might come down to this now. But we're going to get a change. Haggard is coming off the pitch. Ashton Miles is coming in at 6'3", another physical presence here to deal with this last second. Substitution presented by Mediquip, turning setbacks into comebacks. Well, if anything, this substitution gives Orange County's defense a chance to collect themselves and try to finish one off here. How many times have we seen Sean Tosh score in a moment like this? McCabe crosses in. First ball headed aside. Dia back to it. Loss laces, but the full-time whistle blows, and it is a point apiece tonight. Orange County collect a clean sheet. Lou City's winning streak comes to an end as they're blanked for just the third time this year.
Orange County made it difficult. They bent but didn't break. They did it collectively. You hear a lot of teams talk about suffering in matches, and you get to choose how you suffer. And Orange County did it collectively. They did it in big moments. They minimized some of the threats when Lou City did find that breakthrough in the final third. And then they accompanied that with some big opportunities of their own. And for Lou City, still so difficult defensively to break down. I mean, even some of the chances that Orange County got, they broke it up before anything came to fruition.
Tonight's man of the match is presented by Moss Plus by Messi, and it's Ryan Dogman. He did the work defensively. He provided some good work in the attack as well, hitting a post in the first half.
I was going to say, it's his dual role. I mean, his back and forth, box-to-box presence is felt match to match, and especially in a match like this where you've got to go up and down and you've got to make your opponent in Lou City feel some of that threat offensively, and that's in order to create overloads. Ryan Dogman did just that. He hit that post early in the or midway through the first half and won his duels, and it's very tough to break down.
So that's how the night concludes this evening. Scoreless in Irvine. Eric and I will tie the bow on our coverage, looking back at this matchup and setting up the final week of the regular season next.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega Get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
At the Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute, we function as a unit. Neurosurgery and neurology, physical medicine and rehab, physical therapy. It's patient-focused, patient-centered care. The future of the neurosciences at Hoag is filled with promise. We are at the cusp of incredible advancements and innovations that are truly going to transform medical care and its delivery. Patients don't just get a doctor when they come to Hoag, they get Team Hoag.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Tonight's final score is presented by F3 Energy. And both sides put all their energy into it tonight, but neither side able to find the back of the net this evening. Michael Watring, Eric Dobransky, and our team tying the bow on our coverage. There were so many goal-scoring chances in tonight's match. 26th minute, Philip Goodrum had one of the better chances for Lou City in the first half. Full-time highlights brought to you by Omega Accounting.
Yeah, I was going to say, this finished 0-0, but it did not feel like it was a 0-0 match. Back and forth, this opportunity from Philip Goodrum, the delivery from Ray Serrano, getting to that front post, able to put it on frame, forcing Colin Shuttler in a difficult save. And then he had this strike from Ryan Dogman, just laces it from outside the 18-yard box. Has Damian Loss beat, but it's that post. And Lou City, this was probably one of their better chances. Obviously, the Taylor Davila one we'll see later, but this one from the delivery and then the chances from Philip Goodrum, but just met by the defensive positioning of Benalcazar. And then this late opportunity from Orange County. Damian Loss was not asked to come up with a lot of big saves, but this late in a match just shows how prepared a goalkeeper has to be. And Damian Loss up to the task. Big save, and then this one from Brian Omby. Late dramatic goal last week and puts this off the crossbar. Great positioning on that run.
25-5 shots, but I'm sure Danny Cruz will want a little bit more accuracy on those shots. It is a fourth straight clean sheet, however, for the best defensive team in the league.
It is. You take that piece defensively, and that was a big focus for Danny Cruz to begin the season and throughout this season. But to your point, exactly, you have 25 shots. The efficiency is probably an area that they're going to talk about. In Orange County, you only have the 5 shots, 3 on target, but you do have to feel like collectively they put in a comprehensive performance.
Full-time stats brought to you by Hoag, and here is the updated Western Conference table. Still 1-0, minutes to go in the Phoenix Rising matchup. So here's where we sit from top to bottom. You talk about San Antonio against El Paso, 5:30 p.m. kickoff. Colorado Springs at Tulsa, 5 p.m. Orange County against Indy, 7 p.m. Lexington at Oakland, 7 p.m. all times Pacific. That is how things will break out. And now can Orange City clinch a playoff berth next week at home against an Indy team fighting for its playoff lives? We'll find that answer out next week. Final week of the regular season comes your way next week. Tonight in Irvine, Orange County 0, Lou City 0. Here this evening in the 4th all-time inning. First time Orange County have taken a point against Lou City. It is 15 in a row unbeaten for Lou City. 8 straight at home for Orange County. For my partner Eric Dobransky and the rest of our team, I'm Michael Watrank signing off. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.